Hello everyone and welcome to DSP Throwback. Tonight we're doing something special. It's another one of my Retro React streams, and in fact this is only the third stream I've ever done on this channel. And we're doing something special. People over the years, when asked what is the most prominent, the most memory-jarring, nostalgic, resonating playthrough that DarksydePhil or DSP has ever done, the answer that most people actually give who've been around the block and remember back in the day when I was a prominent YouTuber is Heavy Rain. This playthrough was a breakout opportunity for me to become a name in the gaming community on YouTube. Before Heavy Rain came out in early 2010, I was more known as the irreverent guy who did commentary on Street Fighter 4 and every once in a while, you know, playing a different game. But it really wasn't until Heavy Rain that my videos started to very prominently be featured on the main channel page of YouTube under the gaming category. And every single video in this series, 50 plus videos, received over 100,000 views over the years. I mean, it was crazy how awesome people received this kind of commentary. And I really felt like this game in particular was my particular style. Not tons of gameplay, but instead the opportunity to explore and make fun of the game and environments, right? Like, there's so much in Heavy Rain that you can walk around and mess with, and it's hilarious to kind of investigate and observe and commentate on what's happening in the environments. Now, the game gets very serious. It does. And actually, this was I would say probably the first game like this where it was like a murder investigation game, and my irreverent commentary was the perfect way to balance the seriousness of the game. You know, there's people in this game that are getting kidnapped or murdered, and it's like, you know, well, to see some guy joke about it constantly, it kind of took the edge off of it being like a horror murder mystery, right? I really enjoyed this game back in the day. I had only played one other game of its style, and it was from Telltale Games. It was the Back to the Future Telltale Games narrative-based game, but I had only played that one. That was it. I had never really done another narrative-based game. I call these games choose-your-own-adventure games, meaning there's limited gameplay. It's a lot of quick time events and like choices to determine where the story is going to go, but it really is a story game as opposed to, say, anything that's really skill-based or action-based. And it's funny because back in the day, a lot of people thought after Heavy Rain came out, this is the direction games were going to go. People were absolutely sold that you were going to see games go more towards like movie-based, narrative-based experiences. Now, to some extent, that did happen with Telltale Games and a few other releases from Quantic Dream, the company that made Heavy Rain. But today, you don't really see them anymore. And even the ones that come out aren't as prominent, right? They really is scaled back. And now I think people want more like the longer experiences. Give me a 100-hour RPG. Give me the ultra-challenging FromSoft style game. Or give me a cooperative game with friends that I can team up and have a social experience. And these narrative-based games really have fallen back in scale and prominence. You don't really see them anymore, okay? Now, if you want to talk about Throwback, okay? First of all, as you can see, this playthrough is on my original DarksydePhil channel. That's my old channel before I ever did this for a living. It was just a hobby of mine, okay? I would go to work all day long at an office job, come home, and making these videos was my way to unwind, right? This was not anything that was monetized. There was no monetization of gameplay back in the day. None of my content on DarksydePhil is monetized at all. This is all raw gameplay for the sake of fun before there was any opportunity to make it big and be a YouTuber who made this kind of content, which is pretty much what a lot of people get into YouTube today. Oh, I want to do that. I want to be that YouTuber and have it be my job. There was no job doing this back then, right? I mean, right off the bat, just take a look before we even hit play here. This playthrough starts with the launch day unboxing of the game. Now, this was before I made this an ongoing series that later I retitled Release Day Unboxing. Instead, this was a series of stuff where, you know, what I would like to say is that I felt that back in the day, there was a lot of content in games, physical games, right, that was worth exploring, essentially. And you would unbox a game and there'd be all kinds of stuff inside of it that was like little goodies and things, collectibles, little pamphlets, instruction booklets, posters, oh, you know, even coupons and things. You know, there'd be so much. Today you buy a game, there's nothing in it. It's an empty box. There's like not even a point to even checking out the physical box of a game anymore. All right, but back then it was neat. So I would actually go and buy the game at GameStop or wherever, come home, unbox it, and have that be a separate video, and then I would actually play the game, and it would be kind of a part of the playthrough. But that was a long time ago, right? Like, literally, that was ages ago. And now that's just not prominent anymore. This was an ongoing series that I did for a very long time, unboxing of games. And it just, another thing that's kind of a remnant of old YouTube. No one does those really much anymore because there's nothing in a game to unbox, right? This is my old condo in Connecticut. That's the old table that I had. It was a coffee table that folded upwards and would actually elevate in front of me so I could do things with the keyboard or the camera. Because remember, these videos are made with the camera pointed at the TV, not direct capture. So, like, everything in this series is just throwback to me. Like, 14 years ago, completely different life I had. You know, I was a different person, different style of content creation. Everything was different, okay? Quick shout out to Mr. Puffy Nipples. Wow. First tip of the night, $1.25 tip. Heavy Rain is still one of my favorite games. I love Heavy Rain. The only problem is with a game like this, that once you know the plot, basically you'll never get that element back. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you know what's going on in the plot and how it goes, you can never get that element of surprise back. Because I remember when I played this game, the way I handled it is every night when I got home from work, I would play it a set amount of time, and then I would actually do a day one, end day recap video. What are my final thoughts from all the gameplay I did that day? Who do I think is the, you know, going on? What's going on? Who's a killer? Stuff like that. And it continued over the course of the game. It was basically like a review at the end of each session, which was really fun to do. But the problem is there's really no replayability once you know the end of the game. There is replayability if you want to see certain scenes pan out differently, because this game can actually have characters die in the middle and not continue on in the story, which is unique. Most games don't have that. Most games are just like, well, everyone's going to make it to the end no matter what. This one doesn't. This one you can actually make wrong choices and have characters not be in the rest of the story, okay? So that was unique, and I really liked doing that. But for me, it's kind of hard to go back to a game like this to play because I already know everything in it, right? Like, I already know the options and everything, so there you go. All right, so I think we're going to get started with the unboxing, which used to be called Release Day Unboxing, but this literally happened before I made the Release Day Unboxing series. That's why it's called Launch Day Unboxing. Let's see how it goes, and then we're going to get into the playthrough, okay? Now, I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. Please, guys, in the chat, let me know how the volume levels and everything sound. If you need to get the video, audio to be louder or whatever, let me know, and we'll go from there. We'll adjust on the fly. But without any further ado, here it comes. Heavy Rain, the 2010 classic, the Throwback original, here on DSP Throwback. Let's watch this unboxing.
Everyone, it's DSP. Once again, it is a launch day playthrough that will begin today, and as you can see, we're going to start Heavy Rain. Now keep in mind that I am in the United States, so this is the US edition of the game. I know that there have been other playthroughs of Heavy Rain on the internet already. It's probably because people got the international version or the European version. For some reason the game seems to be a lot more hyped up in Europe, and also the only place that you could even buy the collector's edition of this game was in Europe. So unfortunately I had to get the regular version of the game. So right off the bat you get a couple cool things. First of all, here's the game Heavy Rain, obviously, you know, some nice box art. What I liked about it is this is pretty cool. All right, you open it up and you say, oh, it's the standard, you know, your instruction booklet, your CD, and then when I pulled out the...
It's funny because I say it's the standard instruction booklet and CD. Today, you don't even get that. Today you open the box, there's nothing in it at all. It's empty. It's just the game disc. Literally nothing. No instructions, not just white or nothing, maybe nothing at all. Empty, right? So pretty cool that this had it in there. But yeah, now that I've heard that, I remember I wanted the collector's edition because this game had been hyped and a lot of people wanted to see me play it. They thought my commentary style would fit it. So I thought, oh, I'll spend the extra money. I'll get the collector's edition for a special unboxing. And it just didn't exist. You couldn't get it in the US. You had to have been in Europe to get it. I guess Quantic Dream only did a European version of the collector's edition, so I just got the standard here.
Instruction book. I said, oh, what's that behind it? Get out of here. And what it actually is, it's the origami from the box art. You actually have a piece of origami that you can fold to be like the origami for the origami killer. I thought that was a neat little, you know, a neat little thing to include in the game. I wonder if this actually has anything to play into it. Because look, redemption. I can't even read that. What does that say? Or just origami. Oh. Hate.
How do you like how the camera doesn't focus, right? Again, using a handheld camera. You know, 720p back then, not a very good quality.
Killer. And you have to wonder if, like, you know how sometimes kids play games with origami? If maybe that's how the origami killer operates. He plays with a piece of origami and it determines what he's going to do. I don't know. I don't want to spoil or anything. I haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, Isn't it true that like there's certain origamis that the kids will go like this, they'll fold and unfold, and then they open it and it says a word, and I guess that's part of a game or something. I don't know. Gabriel says it's kind of cool. I know. How cool is that? Get back when games came with stuff. It's like incentive. Like, oh, I bought the physical copy. I got a piece of origami I can fold, and it's part of the game, and now I have it physically too. 672 says, yes, it's a shame this era of gaming is essentially dead. Hey, I know. Oh, I know. I really wish it wasn't. I really wish that this kind of stuff was still prominent, but yeah, what can you do, right? So anyway, says it sucks again. This era of gaming is essentially dead. I miss the physical collector's editions. I think everybody does, right? Physical collector's editions that had a bunch of meaningful content in them. Now it's like you buy collector's edition, it's a bunch of DLC, and it's not even anything you want, right? It's a couple skins or something. So, okay.
That was pretty neat that they included that with the US version of the game. And then because I pre-ordered at GameStop, and this is kind of a new thing, I didn't even hear about this yet, but apparently according to this piece of documentation here, it says that the Heavy Rain Chronicles are a series of downloadable, playable episodes that expand the Heavy Rain experience. The first chapter, The Taxidermist, allows players to play as an investigative journalist, Madison Page, on her first assignment tracking a serial killer. Similar to Heavy Rain, the story of the taxidermist unfolds in different ways based on the decisions and actions of the player, and it says it's valued at $4.99. If you actually flip it on the back and you read all the rules and conditions, it says that this is basically a downloadable content, and it's not going to be available until the 31st of May. So because I pre-ordered this game at GameStop, I got the first episode of the episodic content for free, which is pretty damn cool, because now, unlike other people, you know, who are going to have to just kind of spend $5 to figure it out, I'm going to get the first one for free, and if I like it and I think it was worth $5, I'll continue to buy these.
Except, for those who don't know, it never happened. Here's the story of what happened with Heavy Rain. The game released and actually was critically acclaimed. For the most part, people really liked it and wanted more. So then the Taxidermist TLC released a few months later, and people really liked that and were dying for more of these DLCs to be released. And here's what happened. Sony, because remember, this was a Sony exclusive at the time, actually went to Quantic Dream, the game developers, and said, so we want you to make Heavy Rain a PS Move title. We want this to be a flagship title for our new motion controllers so that people will want to buy them. And Quantic Dream says, well, we don't really see the value in that. Our game's already out. We don't think we're going to get tons of extra sales or anything if we do that. But Sony was like, well, listen, you're partnered with us. You got to do this favor for us. We want this to happen. There was some kind of a business dealing there. So Quantic Dream literally said this to Sony. We'll do it, but it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of time to port this game to PS Move. If we do that, we cannot work on the DLCs. So the entire idea of the Heavy Rain Chronicles will go away. We're just going to leave it at the Taxidermist, and that's it. And Sony said, okay, do it. So here's what happened. They completely canceled all of the standalone episodes. They never happened. Only the Taxidermist ever came out. By the way, the Taxidermist is one of the best playthroughs ever. It is one of the most crazy, hilarious playthroughs I've ever done. Yes, Heavy Rain, the original, is great. The Taxidermist is equally good, if not better. All right? So if there was like 5 episodes like that, I think it would have been amazingly cool. But they all got canceled for Sony's greed, because Sony wanted to sell motion controls. Guess what happened with the PS Move? It flopped. No one cared about it. No one bought Heavy Rain to play it with the PS Move. No one bought any games for PS Move. The thing was a huge disaster, and the only way that it ever got rejuvenated was when they launched their PSVR many, many years later. Guess what it needed to operate? PS Move controllers. So that was the only money they really made out of PS Move. Outside of that, it was a huge failure. So what a joke that we could have had multiple awesome DLC expansions for this game, and they were canceled because of Sony's stupidity. Anyway, I digress. I just thought that would be something interesting to talk about. Let's continue.
It doesn't really clearly state how many episodes there will be. However, that's a pretty cool way to keep you going. You know, if you like the original game, the 4 stories of the 4 original people, maybe if you keep the game, you know, you get a little flavor for the first additional DLC episode, you'll keep buying them. And I might end up doing that. In fact, because of this, just because of this, I'm going to keep this game after I beat it, because I'm going to want to try that out in May to see how it is. So,
and that's true, because most games, I would beat them for YouTube, and I wouldn't keep them. I would actually trade them back in for credit to buy more games with. And this is a rare case where I held on to the game, and I did play the Taxidermist DLC later in the year, and boy am I glad I did, because it was superb.
that's Heavy Rain. You know, out of the box, unboxing. Obviously your standard, you know, instruction booklet, who gives a shit. But I thought that was pretty cool to include the origami, and that's a nice little souvenir, because who knows, you know, after I do these, I might trade the game back in, but I want to keep this. This is pretty neat, and I might actually figure out how to fold this like the origami in the game and put it over there on my gaming shelf.
I did.
It's a pretty cool addition. So good stuff right off the bat. I'm pumped for this game. I loved the demo. I thought it was hilarious. I can't wait to start playing. I'm actually going to grab a bite to eat right now because I'm starving, and then I'm going to jump right in. So this is a little preview teaser, but I will be playing this later tonight.
See, and that's how cool it was. Like, I literally would come home from work and film that, get that video uploaded right away, and then I would eat, I would start recording, but that would be a teaser, get everyone hyped on the channel that within a few hours, Phil's going to start uploading the next new game, right? Oh, Heavy Rain's coming in a few hours, this is sweet. So, it was pretty cool back then. It really was, to do it like that. So, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Part 1 of the Heavy Rain playthrough from 14 years ago. That is not correct. It was about 14 years ago. 589,000 views on the original DarksydePhil channel. This is not even my big channel. DSP Gaming was my big channel, my prominent channel. This was before then. That's how many views this playthrough got. Pretty sweet, huh? Okay, now one more time. I'm just going to preface this by saying, please understand, this is commentary from a bygone era. It's going to be absolutely over-the-top irreverent. I'm sure we're all going to enjoy it and be laughing at it here in just a moment. But understand, yes, I go ham on this. I go crazy. You're even going to see some little things I did in this first part that's pretty darn funny that I don't do in videos ever again. But it's pretty neat. Let's get into it. Here we go.
Okay, everyone. It's DSP, and we're starting Heavy Rain on the PS3. Right off the bat,
that's what it's called.
I have to say, these game makers are fucking awesome, and they know what they're doing, and here's why. I've complained many times that PS3...
By the way, how does it sound? Is the volume good? I want to be able to... that you can hear the game, but also me. When I watch back the Dark Souls videos from a couple weeks ago, definitely I think the game was too loud. So should I lower the game volume? What do you think? Well, 672 says the game volume is perfect, so that means it's off a bit. So I'm going to lower the volume a little bit, because if he says it's perfect... I just lowered it a little bit. Let me know if I need to lower it more. Okay.
Games require a mandatory gigantic install to your hard drive, usually taking upwards of, you know, 20 minutes to a half hour, depending on the game. And they can really eat up your hard drive space. Well, what did they do with this game? They said, hey, wait a minute. You know, there's people that just sit the fuck around and wait to play the game. They don't want to do that. So what did they do? Well, if you watched my launch day video, where I basically showed you the contents of the game and what comes with it, you saw that they actually include an origami folding paper with this game. And I thought, oh, well, that's going to be cool. You know, later on I'll figure out how to fold it. But guess what? While you're waiting for the game to install to your hard drive, the game, as you can see on the screen, actually gives you step-by-step instructions on how to fold this origami. I forgot all about this. I'm not going to bother you with that because you're going to be able to figure it out when you buy the game yourself.
Wow.
But take a look.
Look.
So now I got my own little origami, and he fits right there.
That is so cool.
Straight from the box art. Pretty damn cool. And that is an ingenious way to cover up the loading time or the install time for the game. So we got the Canary Origami who will hopefully help us in the game, or at least be a clue of some sort.
And basically, back in the day with these big, like, Sony exclusive titles, they would have big tie-in campaigns, and one of them was, like, you get a bunch of avatar icons, and the origami icon is still, to this day, 14 years later, my profile picture on PlayStation Network. I kept it all this time. I never changed it. It's always been the origami from Heavy Rain, and I'm going to probably keep it forever. I don't see why I would ever change it, right? Pretty cool. So... how cool is that? Don't sit around like an asshole with your thumb up your butt waiting for the game to install. Fold an origami while you wait and have something to do. That's neat. I mean, they really thought about that and, you know, planned it out nicely. That's a really good thing that they did there. I received a $5 tip from Murphy. Until Dawn and Detroit Become Human are my favorites when it comes to these type of games. Out of all the interactive games, which ones are your favorites? Definitely The Walking Dead Season 1. Okay, which has one of the crazy, most emotional endings I've literally ever seen in any video game ever. To this day, I still hold to that I feel is one of the most emotional endings ever done in a video game. And probably this one, I would say, only because I'm a sucker for a good thriller and a good mystery, and the fact that this is an ongoing mystery where it keeps you guessing and it has elements of detective stories. It has elements of Saw, the movie series. It has all these different elements together. It makes it such a great experience that I really, really love this game. So I would probably say this or Season 1 of The Walking Dead are my two favorites of these kind of choose-your-own-adventure style games. Thank you so much, Murphy, for the first, the second tip of the night. $5. Okay, let's continue.
Pretty cool. Now, before we start, the one thing I want to say is this. I did watch some video reviews of this game. However, I've not watched any footage of the game.
Good. No
so
spoiler.
I really have absolutely no idea who the killer is. I haven't seen any clues or anything like that. But what I do know is that I was told in some of these video reviews that if you pay very close attention to the game, you can figure out who the killer is before the end of the game. It's not like some ridiculous surprise twist where there weren't any clues to let you know. It is yes, determinable who it is. You just have to really pay close attention to the things that are happening in the story. So that's what we're going to try to do this together and figure it out, and we'll go from there. So let's...
I will say this. I'm just going to say this up front. Please, no spoilers. Obviously, I can control that in the video comments. I can't control that in the live chat. Please, no spoilers of the plot. We have people here for the very first time watching and don't know the plot of Heavy Rain. So please don't spoil it for everyone else just because you know it. I'd like some people to actually enjoy this for the first time genuinely. And if people like this, we could continue and do the full playthrough react. It's 50-some parts, but if you do the math, it's about 10 hours roughly, give or take. That's doable, So please, no spoilers. Okay.
Check it out. This game saves data automatically. No shit. Okay. Here we go. And bear with me, because again, I'm going to have to be adjusting the volume constantly until I get the right levels and things. What just happened? That was really weird. It takes this long to go between loadings or title screens.
They're building the suspense. They're trying to fool you.
Loading.
A lot of loading back then. On PS3 era, there was a lot of game loading.
On my screen.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Saturday.
Here we go.
11:22 a.m. Shit the bed again. Too much peppermint schnapps.
Ugh. It does look like he has like a hangover. Look at him. Ooh.
As he sits up, we get an amazing cock shot. Right at the beginning of the game.
Actually, there's a lot of stuff like that coming up. You'll see. Not real cock shots, but you'll see what I mean.
To interact, make the indicated move with the right stick. I guess I'll get up. I'll go back to sleep. Fuck that. Another 2 hours before I have to do anything. I guess I better get up. I got a lot to do today. Gotta call my mom. I gotta take out the trash. Fuck that. I'm going back to sleep. I'm tired. Alright, I'll get up. Come on. Alright, buddy. Rise and shine. Time for Kegs and Eggs.
Kegs and Eggs time, yeah.
Try to do it slowly to see how you can control the animation speed. So you can go, oh, shit, I let go. Okay, let's try that again. Ooh. Where's my first trophy? I got out of bed. Come on, man. Give me something. Alright, hold R2 to walk. Use the left stick to change direction.
So as you can see, if you're wondering, geez, why is the video flickering? Because I used to use the camera. The camera really had issues with exposure. Okay? Now, for the record, someone has already, one of my editors, ran a lot of these videos through the editor, and it looks much better. However, tonight, since we're doing a throwback style stream, I wanted to do the unboxing video, and I kind of wanted to preserve the original quality so you guys can see this is what it was like back then. In the future, if people wanted to see this re-edited with the editors, getting rid of the flicker, better audio, longer parts, new titles, I could do that. But for now, I feel like I wanted to really retain the original quality. Plus, now we can see how many views each video had too, right? Which is pretty neat. I received a $2 tip. Didn't you cry at the end of The Walking Dead? Knock knock boo boo, who cry baby. I haven't had a good cry for movies or video games myself in a long while. Yes, season 1 of the Walking Dead got me. I really started like bawling my eyes out, no exaggeration, at the end of the season 1 of The Walking Dead for good reason. I'm not spoiling for anyone, but yeah, it was a pretty heartfelt game, to be honest. Bloom Kit, with a super chat asking something ridiculous I'm not going to answer. Let's continue.
You can go outside. You can walk in the room, too. Here we go. What do we got in here? Open the fucking thing. Well, he was at it. Is that right thumbstick or left thumbstick? I can't tell what they're telling me to do.
I think it's right thumbstick, but I thought it was left.
I'm doing that motion, I swear. Oh, here we go. Okay, better put some fucking... What are you doing? Put clothes on, you idiot. And anytime you can listen to what your character thinks by pressing and holding down L2.
I better take a shower and get dressed before I go downstairs.
Okay, that's exciting. What else are you thinking of? Anything?
No.
Maybe he can't get dressed till he takes a shower first. Here, walk out on the balcony naked. I want to see this.
Here you go.
Walk on out there in your fucking underoos. And now he gets arrested for indecent exposure. The end.
All his neighbors can see him.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Hey, Billy. How's it hanging? Losing slightly to the left. Alright, see you later, Billy.
That's a hell of a house.
Oh, you could actually hang out at any point on the railing.
Imagine living in a house with a giant freaking balcony like this.
Or so apparently, you're not a playpen, but one of those things for kids. So apparently he does have a son. So already we're learning about this character. He has a son. Alright. What do we got over here? Hey, look, it's a teepee for his bunghole.
A Beavis and Butthead reference. Kind of wow.
For my bunghole.
Wow, I'm doing cornholio.
Alright. What the hell is that? Is that Godiva chocolate liquor on the counter there? What do we have here? A wedding photo. That bitch, she took everything. Now all I have left are these fucking black underpants. This guy's face looks like, if at different angles look at that, he kind of looks like Brad Pitt. He does look like Brad Pitt.
From the underside, he does. You know why? Because his eyes. Take a look right now at that freeze frame. His eyes and the nose and jaw structure do kind of look like Brad Pitt, but only from certain angles. Then when you go up and you realize from another angle it looks nothing like him at all, but from certain angles it does.
It just looks like they altered it a little bit. Huh. Alright, well, I guess I better go over here. Oh, what's this?
Uh-oh.
I'm leaving
Gone shopping. I'll pick the kids up from school at lunchtime, and then I'll come home to get things ready for Jason's birthday party. Don't work too hard. I love you.
A cute little handheld note.
Card.
She could have texted him, but instead she wrote him a cutesy handheld note, which is, you know, something that romantic people do.
Because I maxed it out again.
Oh, she maxed his credit card.
That bitch. And she left those fucking aroma candles here again. I told her to get rid of those shits. Ooh, what's that? A birdie? Ooh, pretty birdie. Fuck your mother! Fuck your mother! Jesus. Been watching too much angry video game nerd videos, so obviously. Oh, here's the bathroom.
Uh-oh. The bathroom.
Uh-oh. Are you ready? Here it is, the most challenging part of the game.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Oh, yeah, we gotta brush that shit. Yeah, shake the controller. Ooh, give it a good brushing. Come on, yeah. Oh, I'm not done yet. Oh, we gotta get to the side action. Can I get up and down action now? Let me do up and down. Oh, what are you doing?
There it is.
Yeah, get the up and down. Get all the grime out. Get the fucking lima beans and spinach out from last night. Get all those pubes out from eating out your woman.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh. Terrible. Terrible.
What the hell's this over here? Shaver.
Ah.
When this type of symbol appears, unfold the movement slowly with the right stick, so like this.
Right.
Slowly we shave.
Don't nick the skin.
Step
Be careful.
By step, inch by inch.
Oh!
Oh, fuck, I cut myself. God damn it. That's fucking bullshit. Come on, man.
Like, seriously, can you name another video game where you do this? Can you name one video game in your mind? You're like, oh yeah, the first thing you do is you take like a shower in the beginning, right? Like, no, no game has this at all. Every game skips this stuff, and you just get right into the game. But this is like, no, this is real life. This is what you got to do before you start playing.
There we go. Now remember, a real woman likes a little bit of hair on a guy, so don't go all fucking metrosexual on us here. Come on. Against the grain, damn it. Haven't you ever shaven before?
I got a super chat from They Call Me Zay. Says, I'm not gonna lie, I do miss this old version of Phil, even though I know you don't like it anymore. The ignorant comments have a certain charm. Laughing out loud takes me back. What you have to understand is that they were intentionally ignorant. Like, I knew that was the audience, that were what they wanted back then on YouTube was this kind of stuff. I had a much younger audience back then. A lot of people were teenagers in 2010 who were watching my stuff, so you know that's what you were trying to go for. Today I have a much older audience, more mature audience. They're not for this kind of stuff anymore. You know what I mean? Very nice.
This portion of Heavy Rain brought to you by Remington. What do I do? Oh, that's right, R2 to walk. Like, no wonder he's not moving. They have a chair next to the bathroom, right next to the tub. Oh, and they have a giant shower.
It's open.
Turn your head to see which actions are available. Use the left stick to look at the shower. So what's this? Oh my god! Oh! Come on, don't show this fucking bullshit. Don't show me no cock. Game just started.
Here it comes. Oh!
Come on! What the hell is this shit? I want to see fucking ass. What are you doing?
Don't show it.
Butt. Show me a big butt.
Don't do it.
A big male buttocks.
Don't do it.
Ridiculous.
Don't show any. Don't show it.
Smooth.
Oh, come on!
Man, they showed me more nudity. What is this? Give it a good dry in there. Oh yes, from side to side. This is very exciting. Up next, he takes a shit. Aw, he put underpants on.
All right.
Oh
so
my God.
I feel like we're gonna split. This is a perfect place to split the part. But I feel like I should clarify, no, there's no actual nudity in this game. Yes, you see his butt cheeks, but that's it. But I did that for comedic effect. Like, I edited that into part one. I thought people would like that and find it funny, and they did. I mean, why do you think it has over 500,000 views? Because no one else is doing that shit. They're just playing the real game, and I'm editing in funny shit and stuff like that. So, there you go. But no, this game does not have any real, like, legit nudity. I think there's one particular scenario that if you play it out a certain way, there could be nudity, but there's no like true sexual content in the game. It's just, you know, it's more realistic stuff like this. Okay. Anyway, that is part one. I hope you guys are enjoying. Thank you so very much to everyone here live, and to those watching on demand. Obviously, let me know what you think of the old style Phil here in this one of my most prominent playthroughs ever. You know, leave some comments. Let me know what you think of that. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in part 2 of the retro replay of Heavy Rain.